Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about China's string of pearls in the Indian Ocean. As you could see, this is the map of the Indian Ocean that have been connecting three different continents such as Africa, Asia and Oceania regions. So what is string of pearls? String of pearls is the term given by US analysts to China doctrine for securing its sea line of communication. String of pearls is one of the China's strategy in the Indian Ocean region that has series of ports and infrastructure built such as in Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Each pearl refers as the nodes of economic and military influence of China generally in terms of ports. As you could see in the image, Indian Ocean has become the great powers competition area. India is building ports all over its country and also do have listening stations in Madagascar, Seychelles and Mauritius Island. The primary driver for this string of pearls is said to be the energy factor. Currently, China is the second importer of oils after the United States of America. The string of pearls began when President Hu Jintao in 2003 was concerned about the Malacca dilemma. In areas across the source of its oil imports and strategic sea line of communications and choke point, China has shown interest in building up facilities. These facilities also have strategic and military significance. Currently, China are having about 11 pearls that were built in 5 different countries such as Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Thailand. In this video, we are going to look into 3 of China's pearls, which are Hambantota, Gondar, and Chittagong.
Hambantota is right in the middle of vital energy supply lines in the Indian Ocean. As an essential port to connect the Middle East and East Asia, Hambantota is also the strategic link in China's 21st century maritime Silk Road.
The agreement for Hambantota could be seen as an example for further cooperation with countries in South Asia.
An agreement was signed in July to develop Hambantota Port in southern Sri Lanka. China Merchants Port Holdings agreed to pay $1.12 billion for an 85% stake of the port, with a lease agreement covering 99 years.
As you know, this is a historic moment and a historic investment.
Under the deal, the Chinese side will take charge of the commercial and administrative management operations of the port. Under the Belt and Road Initiative, the agreement is expected not only to be a win-win for both China and Sri Lanka, but will also benefit countries all over the world.
Hambantota as a standalone port will make a strong impact in South Asia, and I think it will go beyond South Asia in the Middle East as well as the African continent as well.
China and Sri Lanka will carry out continuous efforts to turn the port into an international shipping hub linking South Asia with Africa. In the future, the port will also connect with the logistics and industrial zone in Hambantota to further develop the local economy.
Just 2 weeks ago, Pakistani officials welcomed the first large shipment of Chinese goods through its port of Gwadar. This deep water port is a vital gateway of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC, which encompasses roads and energy plans.
Pakistan is located at the intersection of 3 engines of growth in Asia: South Asia, China, and Central Asia. CPEC will help in integrating these regions into an economic zone, offering great opportunities for people of the region as well as investors from all over the world.
In return, the CPEC will shorten China's routes for oil and gas imports from Africa and the Middle East by thousands of kilometers.
Port of Chittagong is the biggest seaport in Bangladesh, situated by the estuary of the Karnafili River in Patanga, close to the city of Chittagong in Chittagong district of Bangladesh, is a deepwater seaport commanded in terms of professional career in containerized fabricated items, particularly instant pieces of clothing, crude materials and to a lesser degree travelers. It is one of the two principal ocean port of Bangladesh. The vast majority of the fare and import of the nation are taken care of by means of this port. Window berthing framework was presented at the seaport on August 6, 2007, empowering the ocean port to give the entry and takeoff time of all boats. 2 compartments at the port terminal are kept for possible later use in the event of crisis. Chittagong Port is essentially a compartment port, despite the fact that it likewise handles non-containerized mass load. In 2003, the port took care of around 3.8 million TEUs, 20-foot identical units, conveying global imports and fares. This represented 18% of U.S. containerized TEUs took care of by that country's seaports. Around 78% of the port's containerized load was inbound. Almost 2,800 vessels called at Port of Long Beach in 2003. Holder vessels were the most regular sort to call at the port, representing 48%. Around 27% of the calls were by tanker boats. China was the port's driving inception nation for imports by weight of shipments, trailed by Mexico and Hong Kong in 2003. China was the main destination for fares leaving Long Beach, trailed by South Korea and Japan. The main remote seaports for payload leaving or landing at Long Beach were Port of Hong Kong, China's Yinchan, and South Korea's Port of Busan. In 2003, the top containerized imports were hardware, electrical gear, engine vehicles, attire, and toys, while the top fares were apparatus, plastics, electrical hardware, meat, and chemicals. In late years, the vast volume of Chinese products imported by the United States has made noteworthy blockage at the port, particularly paving the way to the Christmas season. This has prompted expanded air contamination from sitting still ships and propellers, which are a huge wellspring of diesel contamination in the Los Angeles basin. The reinforcement is because of a few bottlenecks, beginning with the compartment terminals, and after that the congested neighborhood turnpikes and railways. Endeavors to diminish port clog by presenting 24-hour port operations have experienced resistance from the holder organizations, shippers, organizations that get the products, unions, and nearby nationals.